clearly your best player this evening. Even though you gave up a couple in the third period, you had to be awfully impressed with what you saw from him.
No, absolutely. And I mean, I think you see the start of the game, the saves that he made, just to, really honestly keep us in it. And, then going out there and quick to get the goal and start to get a little bit of momentum. But, we got to clean up some areas there. There's just too much coming at him. Big saves, but those are some things that, some of those they're preventable.
There was a lot to unpack in that game. Just how do you categorize or how do you feel about the win?
I mean, points are hard to come by, and so I think it's, you take the points, but I think you also have to be honest about, I think the things that, as I mentioned, the things that we need to clean up, we need to make sure, those are there. We can't be giving up that many chances. Credit to the guys for, you stick with it, you find a way, and that's important, but I think the group's been pretty honest all year. I think they have been, and I think it'll be the same. I think we'll day off, and then when we get back at it, being able to look at the game as a whole and look at those areas that we do need to improve on and make sure that we're addressing them.
Dan, what were you able to do between the first and second periods? Because you did cut down the odd man breaks to start with probably the first 7-8 minutes of the second period.
Yeah, I thought it was better. There was so much speed coming through the neutral zone there in the first period. So there was a couple little things that we wanted to adjust, which I think it slowed them down a little bit. I think a couple of times they're still able to get in, but it wasn't with the same amount of speed coming at us. And so I like the adjustment. And then from there to the special teams was another game where things just got disjointed 5-on-5 with a lot with the special teams. Line roll, so those games, especially for guys that maybe aren't involved on one side of it, it can become tough. But you have to find a way there to stay engaged and stay ready, especially when there's if it's multiple kills in a row or multiple situations where you're not going out there. It did slow them down a little bit. Some of those things we looked at, and I think just in general, guys, I think getting up and getting the gaps was a little bit better.
What can you say about the job the penalty killers did against a good Tampa team after going over the boards? I think it was 6 times total in the game.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we can't be killing that much either. It's 2 games in a row now. That's a lot. Like that's something we need to limit how many times we're going in or going over the boards to kill penalties. It was a lot. The guys did a good job. I think especially throughout. They did a good job. Jars came up with some huge saves. But again, that's a lot.
What was your viewpoint, or the rule at the end? Like, have you ever seen anything like that before? Were you guys aware of it on the bench? Just what was the sort of discussion?
Yeah, we were aware. Like right towards, some of those ones are a little bit tougher to tell, but like our guys do a great job there, just kind of checking everything. They got to check the goal, they got to check the entry, and then anything else there that possibly could have been missed. And so, we had that right. That's a league-initiated, review based on the time. We felt based on what we saw, we thought the call was going to go our way. We've seen it kind of go both. It's gone. You go through and you try to look at the calls in the past too, just to have an idea. So, yeah.
What was the feeling seeing Vila get his first goal? Something he's been looking forward for a while.
It's been coming. It's just you knew it was a matter of time. I mean, he's had so many chances. He's had some really good looks. He's put himself in good areas, and so you knew it was a matter of time. But I think that's a huge weight off of his shoulders, and I think this will also. I think allow him to just focus on playing, and you're not thinking about when am I going to get the first one. Like, it's done, you got it, and now keep putting yourself in areas there where you're going to get the types of chances he's been getting.
Just what is it about this team that allows you guys to win these types of games? I mean, there's been a few this season. Yeah,
there has been. I mean, it's winning isn't easy. There's still a lot that you have to do in order to get it, and it's a game like this there where. I just think we can still limit some of the types of chances that we can limit a little bit too in terms of the back and forth momentum swings that some of those are a little bit more controllable by us. I think there's going to be some games too, but I mean there's going to be some things that we're definitely going to take away from this game too. That's a really good team. It's one of the top teams in the league for a reason. And so when you play these games too, like you want to be taking against. Team like this, there were some things that came up tonight that clearly we need to work on, and maybe it's even more apparent after playing a team like that. And so, take the 2 points, move on, progress. You know, we go to practice day to get better, and then we turn the page.
Dan, would you or could you have
Couple
challenged
more.
that if the NHL hadn't jumped in from Toronto?
We could challenge. If that happened at
Yeah,
a
yeah,
different
yeah.
point of the game, the exact same thing, that is something that we could
But
challenge.
you're saying that you had the information.
Our guys had pulled it up
You
right
had it,
before
okay,
the
that's what I'm
face-off.
asking.
They had pulled it up just prior to the face-off being taken. We knew it was going to be the league had to initiate it, but just prior to when, you know, I think that time when it would be a face-off, when they started to go over to look, our guys had it on the screen there, so I'd be able to see it.